Have you ever wished that your brain came with, I don't know, a user manual? Something to help you figure out why you think and feel and act the way you do, and more importantly, how to change it? Well, that's pretty much the promise of what's called neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP for short. And today, we're going to take a really quick tour of what it is and how the whole thing works.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. But instead of hitting you with some, dry academic definition, we're actually going to start with a little experiment. This is going to show you in real time just how powerful that connection is between your thoughts and your body. So just play along with me here.
All right, first things first. I want you to just imagine you're holding a lemon, a bright yellow one, and it's just been taken out of the fridge. Can you feel how cold it is? That sort of bumpy, waxy skin against your palm? Notice how heavy it feels in your hand. Okay, now imagine you're cutting it right in half. You hear that little sound as the knife slices through it and, that sharp citrus smell starts to hit you, right? And finally, bring one of those halves up to your mouth and just bite down deep into it. Let all that super sour juice just flood your mouth. So, what just happened? Did your mouth just water? I'm willing to bet for a lot of you it did. And think about it, there's no lemon here at all. See, that little lemon experiment, that is the perfect way to understand the absolute core idea of NLP. The words I said and the pictures you made in your own mind, they triggered a very real physical reaction. Your body, your nervous system, it responded to language as if it was actually happening.
Okay, so the formal kind of textbook definition of NLP is the study of the structure of our subjective experience. But honestly, people call it a lot of things. The art of communication, a toolkit for change. My personal favorite is the user manual for your brain.
And the name itself really tells you the whole story. You've got neuro, that's your brain or nervous system, how you experience the world through your senses. Then you've got linguistic, that's all about language, the words we use and even our body language and how that shapes our reality. And finally, programming. That refers to all those internal patterns, kind of like the unconscious software we run for everything we do. So once you get that, you see that the whole practice of NLP is really built on this simple but really powerful framework. Everything kind of rests on what they call the 4 pillars. Think of it as the structure for making any kind of change happen. And what's so powerful about these pillars is how they all work together, they support each other. If you can really get a handle on these 4 things, that's the key to using NLP effectively. Doesn't matter if you're just trying to have a better conversation or going after some huge life goal.
Okay, pillar number 1 is rapport. This is the absolute foundation of any good interaction. It's all about that quality of trust and connection you build, and not just with other people, but with yourself too. Because think about it, without that trust, trying to communicate or influence anyone it's gonna fail.
Second, we have sensory awareness. A good way to think about this is like being a detective. It's about really training yourself to notice the little things. The tiny shifts in someone's tone of voice, or their posture, or even what's going on inside you. And this isn't about judging, not at all. It's just about gathering better information so you can understand what's really happening. The third pillar is called outcome thinking. And let me tell you, this is a huge mental shift. It is so easy for us to get stuck focusing on our problems, right? On all the stuff we don't want. NLP is all about training your brain to get crystal clear on what you do want. Because at the end of the day, whatever you focus on is where you're going to go. And finally, the 4th pillar, behavioral flexibility. Now, this sounds almost ridiculously simple, but it is so profound. It's just this. If what you're doing isn't working, do something else. Try a different approach. And if that doesn't work, try another one. The idea is that the person who has the most options, the most flexibility, is the one who's most likely to win in any situation.
Okay, now, if there's one single concept that is right at the heart of all of NLP, it's this next one. This idea explains everything. It's why 2 people can have the exact same experience and walk away with totally different stories about what happened. The saying goes, the map is not the territory. So what on earth does that mean? Well, it means that our internal perception of what's real, our mental map of the world, is not the world itself. It's just our version of it. It's a representation that's been filtered through our beliefs, our memories, our language, everything. Here's a perfect example. The territory, the objective thing that happened, is you and a friend went to a party. Same party, same music, same people. But your internal map might be that you had an amazing time and met cool people. Your friend's map could be that it was totally boring and they couldn't wait to leave. See? Same territory, 2 completely different maps. And that brings us to the most important point of all. NLP isn't about changing the world out there. It's not about changing the territory. It's about giving you the tools to change your map of the world, to update it, to make it better, so you can navigate that territory way more effectively and get the results you actually want.
So, okay, how do you actually start putting this stuff into practice? Well, it doesn't really begin with some fancy technique. It starts with an attitude. NLP works best when you just adopt a certain mindset about yourself and what's possible.
It really comes down to 3 key attitudes. First, always focus on what's possible, not on the limitations. Second, just be curious. Go into things like you don't know all the answers, because you don't. And third, and maybe most importantly, take responsibility. Realize that the power to change your map, and by doing that, change your life, it's up to you. And that really leaves us with one final thought, and this one's for you to take with you. We all have our own internal map that we're using to get through life. So the question is, if you look at your map and it isn't getting you where you really want to go, what's the first thing you're going to do to change it?